Hi, everyone. I'm Bethany Snyder, and I have been engaged with family equality for about 10 years. And I have been on all sides of the advocacy desk. These are like the five most common myths in contacting your lawmakers. I'm not an expert. Should I really be calling? Yes, you're an expert on your lived experience. Second myth is that they don't listen and they don't care. Your lawmaker relies on you sharing your thoughts. And we just need to, all of our lawmakers need to know that LGBTQ people live in their districts. They're already very liberal or very conservative, so it doesn't matter. Again, you need to share how these things are impacting you. And we never want to hear lawmakers say, I didn't hear from anyone. The fourth one is, it'll take too long. I'm too busy. We know we're all families, we're all parents. Democracy can just take you a couple minutes a week. Last, I'll just end up talking to a staffer. I don't even get to talk to the elected official. That's actually not a myth, it's true, but it's fine. That's the way it should work, and that's actually good. See it as a positive, but the more local you'll get, the more likely you will be able to talk to that decision maker. This is a common question I get from specifically LGBT folks. They're very intimidated by the process, but the reality is we are all experts of our own story and our own lived experience. And so this is all you need to convey when contacting your lawmakers. But if you are going to be advocating for or against a specific bill, it's really simple. If you want to, look up a fact sheet. Most organizations like Family Equality have talking points and fact sheets if you just want to get a little bit more comfortable with the bill. But even if you don't have the inclination to do any research, you understand the impacts of discrimination on LGBTQ people. Your voice matters, and this is how democracy works. So I'd say don't let that get in the way. Sometimes it's tough to remember, but lawmakers get their jobs by being voted in by their constituents. You are exactly the people they want to hear from. And lawmakers and democracy rely on people engaging in the process. So at the end of the day, lawmakers want to get reelected. And that means listening and responding. Most offices, they tally the calls that they get. So when you call in, they're just going to ask you simply, like, who are you? Where do you live, to confirm you're a constituent? The things that legislators are working on day in and day out are these smaller issues that really impact people. This is really one of my favorite myths to debunk because it's so important as LGBTQ people. We live everywhere. And we need our lawmakers to know that we live in their communities. So I never want to hear it come out of a lawmaker's mouth, your lawmaker's mouth, is I didn't hear from anyone. I don't have LGBT constituents, which we know is patently untrue. We live everywhere. I live here in a suburb in Iowa. So you need to make sure that you're calling, let them know that you exist. Don't let them off the hook. I also get the other thing that my legislator already agrees with me. So why do I need to call them? I know they're already going to vote the way I want them to vote. Well, then I say that's even easier. Call them and say, I support you. Thank you for voting this way. I'm an LGBTQ person and I live in your district, and I'm thankful for your leadership. Everyone loves thank you calls. So also be sure to thank your lawmaker and thank them for standing up for LGBTQ folks and our families. Contacting your lawmaker should take no more than 5 minutes. If you're really concerned, you can always send them an email. Sign up for Family Equality's action alerts. They'll send you an email when the time is right with a pre-written letter that you can either change or add your story, and then just send that off. But even calling is quick. These staffers are busy and they don't have time to engage. I mean, they have other phone calls they need to pick up. And so their main goal is to get on the call with you and to tally your issue. So you just need to be prepared to say something like, hi, my name is Bethany Snyder. I live in Urbandale, Iowa. My zip code is 50323. I am calling Senator Grassley to encourage him to support Every Child Deserves a Family Act. That's Senate Bill, I looked it up, 1791. I'm an LGBTQ parent, and I want to ensure that no taxpayer-funded foster care agency can discriminate against our families for children who need homes. How is Senator Grassley planning to vote on this bill? And then I just stop talking and wait for them. They'll say, don't know, usually. And you're like, that's great. Well, I'd like for him to get back to me. But that's really as long as it will take. Like I said, these people answering the phone don't have the time nor the desire to stay on the phone with you. Elected officials rarely answer their own phones or their own emails. And that is good. That is a good thing. They are busy doing other things like voting, meeting with people, other people. That's fine. You're going to, especially at the federal level, you're going to talk to a staffer, an intern, and staffers are great. I mean, I'm kind of biased because I was a staffer, but it was my job to meet with constituents. It was my job to take their phone calls. So actually talking to the staff is great. They're the ones who are going to brief him or her anyway and share your concerns. Maybe you're so inspired that you want to contact your legislator. Family Equality has a specific webpage. It's called their legislator lookup page. You can easily find out who your elected officials are and their contact information, and then you can call them or email them.